Okay, Brian, what you gonna read to me tonight?
Well, we're going to start with two very short things by A.E. Housman, who's a First World War poet. He was also a teacher of mathematics at Oxford University. And these are very simple, but they're very touching.
Okay, go on.
With rue my heart is laden, for golden friends I had, for many a rose-lipped maiden and many a light-foot lad. By brooks too broad for leaping, the light-foot boys are laid. The rose-lipped girls are sleeping in fields where roses fade. Now that's a very simple elegy, but it comes out of the First World War. Here's another one, which is a bit more. It's two soldiers speaking. They were in the First World War together. One of them is dead, the other one is alive. Is my team ploughing that I was used to drive and hear the harness jingle when I was man alive? Aye, the horses trample, the harness jingles now. No change, though you lie under the land you used to plough. Is football playing along the river shore, with lads to chase the leather, now I stand up no more? Aye, the ball is flying, the lads play heart and soul. The goal stands up, the keeper stands up to keep the goal. Is my girl happy that I thought hard to leave? And has she tired of weeping as she lies down at eve? Aye, she lies down lightly. She lies not down to weep. Your girl is well contented. Be still, my lad, and sleep. Is my friend hearty? Now I am thin and pine. And has he found to sleep in a better bed than mine? Yes, lad, I lie easy. I lie as lads would choose. I cheer a dead man's sweetheart. Never ask me whose. And now we go on to poems by Edna St. Vincent Millay, and I want to read you four of them.
By who? Sorry?
Edna St. Vincent Millay, American, 1920s.
1920s.
Almost unknown, except by people like me. And there were just four sonnets. And to me, they have immense power. So if I may, I would read them now.
Yeah, go on.
Pity me not, because the light of day at close of day no longer walks the sky. Pity me not, for beauties passed away from field and thicket as the year goes by. Pity me not the waning of the moon, nor that the ebbing tide goes out to sea, nor that a man's desire is hushed so soon, and you no longer look with love on me. This have I known always. Love is no more than the wide blossom which the wind assails than the great tide that treads the shifting shore, strewing fresh wreckage gathered in the gales. Pity me that the heart is slow to learn what the swift mind beholds at every turn.
Amazing.
Here is a wound that never will heal, I know, being wrought not of a dearness unto death, but of a love turned ashes and a breath gone out of beauty. Never again will grow the grass on that scarred acre, though I sow young seed there yearly, and the sky bequeath its friendly weathers down. Far underneath shall be such bitterness of an old woe, that April should be shattered by a gust, that August should be levelled by a rain I can endure, and that the lifted dust of man should settle to the earth again. But that a dream can die will be a thrust between my ribs forever of hot pain. What lips my lips have kissed, and where and why, I have forgotten, and what arms have lain under my head till morning. But the rain is full of ghosts tonight, that tap and sigh upon the blast and listen for reply. And in my heart there stirs a quiet pain for unremembered lads that not again will turn to me at midnight with a cry. Thus in the winter stands the lonely tree, nor knows what birds have vanished one by one, yet knows its boughs more silent than before. I cannot say what loves have come and gone. I only know that summer sang in me a little while, that in me sings no more.
Wow.
The last one from Edna, St. Vincent Millay. If I should learn in some quite casual way that you were gone, not to return again, read from the back page of a paper, say, held by a neighbour in a subway train, how at the corner of this avenue and such a street, so are the papers filled, a hurrying man, who happened to be you, at noon today had happened to be killed.
Oh no.
I should not cry aloud. I could not cry aloud or wring my hands in such a place. I should but watch the station lights rush by with a more careful interest on my face, or raise my eyes and read with greater care where to store furs and how to treat the hair. That said, Vincent Millay. Now, in an entirely different frame of mind are the acerbic poems of Dorothy Parker, mid-20th century American. of just a few, very, very short. Oh, life is a glorious cycle of song, a medley of extemporanea. Love is a thing that can never go wrong. And I am Maria of Romania.
Sorry.
In youth, it was a way I had to do my best to please and change with every passing lad to shoot his theories. But now I know the things I know and do the things I do. And if you do not like me so, to hell, my love, with you. By the time you swear you're his, shivering and sighing, and he vows his passion is infinite, undying, lady, make a note of this. One of you is lying.
Lying.
And the last one is the only poem about impending suicide, which I find funny.
Suicide poem.
Suicide.
Funny. Okay.
Razors pain you. Rivers are damp. Acid stains you and drugs cause cramp. Guns aren't lawful. Nooses give. Gas smells awful. Ha! You might as well live. And we finish with the introduction to Bertrand Russell's autobiography, published after he lived to 96, had a very long life, born in 1872. This was published a year or so before he died. And this is the introduction. 3 passions, simple but overwhelmingly strong, have governed my life. The longing for love, the search for knowledge, an unbearable pity for the suffering of mankind. These passions, like great winds, have blown me hither and thither in a wayward course over the deep ocean of anguish, reaching to the very verge of despair. I have sought love first because it brings ecstasy so great that I would often have sacrificed all the rest of life for the few hours of this joy. I have sought it next because it relieves loneliness, that terrible loneliness in which one shivering consciousness looks over the rim of the world into the cold, unfathomable, lifeless abyss. I have sought it finally because in the union of love I have seen in a mystic miniature the prefiguring vision of the heaven that saints and poets have imagined. This is what I sought, although it might seem too good for human life. This is what, at last, I have found. With equal passion, I have sought knowledge. I have wished to understand the hearts of men. I have wished to know why the stars shine. And I have tried to apprehend the Pythagorean power by which number holds sway above the flux. A little of this, but not much, I have achieved. Love and knowledge, so far as they were possible, led upward towards the heavens. But always, pity brought me back to earth. Echoes of cries of pain reverberate in my heart. children in famine, victims tortured by oppressors, helpless old people, a hated burden to their sons, and the whole world of loneliness, poverty, and pain make a mockery of what human life should be. I long to alleviate the evil, but I cannot, and I too suffer. This has been my life. I have found it worth living, and would gladly live it again if the chance were offered me.